Well, some business stories. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, is calling for more savings from crude oil revenue to improve Nigeria's budget deficit and funding. IMF's divisional chief from the Fiscal Affairs Department, Mr. Tompolo, made the request during the fiscal monitor briefing at the ongoing IMF World Bank meetings in Washington, D.C. He notes that while Nigeria has benefited from high oil revenues, the fund has not seen an improvement in deficits as expected because of large energy subsidies, oil production, and pressures on the budget. On his part, Director of Fiscal Affairs Department at the IMF, Mr. Victor Gaspar, notes that 19 of the 32 low-income countries in Africa are in debt distress, as more than 120 million people on the continent do not have enough to eat. Meanwhile, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, Group Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of United Bank PA for Africa, PLC, Mr. Oliver Alauba, and other experts from international markets lead discussions on global economic trends at the 2022 edition of the UBA Group International Banking Conference. The four-day conference, hosted by UBA America, the U.S. branch of Africa's Global Bank, starts today and will end October 21st, 2022 on the New York Hudson River in United States of America. The event will be a convergence of senior representatives from lead African banks, sovereigns, central bankers, and key players in the U.S. financial landscape. The conference will address pressing financial challenges while also brainstorming on solutions to the industry's key challenges and opportunities. They will also explore correspondent banking innovations in a rapidly evolving international banking ecosystem. Other issues around correspondence banking, trade finance, U.S. dollar clearing and payments, cross-border transit payments will also be discussed at the conference. Mrs. Sola Yomi Ajayi, Executive Director, UBA CEO, UBA America, speaking about the event, expressed the bank's readiness to welcome participants from all over the world to this all-important conference, where delegates will all have the opportunity to network while also acquiring tactical strategies to transform their correspondence banking initiatives and unlock new business opportunities. As reactions continue to trail the newly discovered illegal crude oil pipeline in Delta State, an energy lawyer and analyst, Dr. Adeleoni, is calling for improved ways to stop vandalism and oil theft in Nigeria. Speaking during his appearance earlier on TVC News' flagship business program, Business Nigeria, Dr. Oni says with the new discovery, progress is being made in that regard. The latest discovery comes less than 1 week after at least 58 illegal oil pipelines were discovered by Tompolo in Delta and Bayelsa states where crude oil was being stolen.
But generally, one should be concerned because when you have a country, you should have the monopoly of force by government, monopoly of certain things. Crude oil is the country's mainstay in terms of revenue, in terms of even resources, generally speaking, forex income and all of that. And it's controlled or should be controlled by government. So it's a bit concerning that you find out that there's so much happening around there. So much leakage, so much theft, so much other stakeholders that are not even known to government. So I think it is concerning. But I think I'm not as bothered as I was months ago because, I mean, at that point, we're losing so much in terms of number of barrels of oil per day. But with these new discoveries, we may be making progress. Of course, you may also be concerned from a point of view that people were definitely aware of all of this. Some people must be aware because, I mean, many of the points of theft were not created by non-experts. They were done by people who have experience, who understand the system. I doubt that it was by people in those communities alone. It must have been done in consonance with more experienced people, experts in that case.
Dr. Adeleoni there earlier speaking on crude oil theft and its impact, of course, on Nigeria's economy. Moving on, Lagos State Governor Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu says the state is committed to eradicating hunger, poverty, and achieving the sustainable development goals relating to agriculture. He stated this while speaking at the year's 2022 World Food Day Lagos Farm Fair with the theme Safe Food Today for a Healthy Tomorrow. It held in Police College in Ikeja. Mrs. Sanwo-Olu was represented by Mrs. Folashade Jaji, Secretary to the state government, stated that the state has implemented numerous programs to tackle hunger, malnutrition, unemployment and underemployment and boost food production and supply systems, which is in line with Lagos State Agricultural and Food System Roadmap 2021 to 2025.
The 2022 World Food Day campaign calls for global solidarity and action to restructure agri-food systems in order to create inclusive economic growth, alleviate inequities, boost resilience, and achieve sustainable development. This must be made for us to have a certain and healthy tomorrow. It is worthy to state that Lagos State is committed to eradicating hunger, poverty, and achieving the SDGs relating to agriculture. We have implemented numerous projects and programs to tackle hunger, malnutrition, unemployment, and underemployment, and also boost food production and supply systems.
Being done all over the world every 16th of October around agriculture, because only the investment in agriculture, together with the support for...
Out of there, New York Chancellor Mr. Jeremy Hunt has reversed almost all of the Prime Minister Liz Truss's plans to cut tax announced in the government's mini budget 3 weeks ago. The basic rate of income tax will remain £20 indefinitely instead of being reduced to £19. The cap on energy bills is now guaranteed until April next year, but will then be reviewed, while the planned cuts to stamp duty and national insurance will go ahead. Mr. Hunt says his announcement of bringing forward measures for an economic plan on 31st of October is designed to calm financial turmoil following the mini budget. Meanwhile, prices on the international market rose today after China rolled over liquidity measures to help its pandemic-hit economy, igniting hopes for a better fuel demand outlook from the world's top crude importer. Now, U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude recorded an upward price review of 1.14% to sell at $86.59 per barrel. Brent crude futures also experienced an uptick of 1.17%, selling for $92.70 per barrel. Bonny Light is selling at $93.84 per barrel, with a price decline of 1.28%. While for the OPEC basket, crude oil dealers offer $93.66 per barrel, with a downward price review of 3.87%.